Hi there, I am Adem Kirbas. I am here in Turkey, Ordu. I hope you all are doing fine. We are still in the pandemic. However, today in today's episode, I wanna again some sort of go back and talk about me, me in a way because I think some issues needs to be clearing. And one issue, of course, is not only about me, but as well as in general. And this is um, motivation. What motivates someone? I mean, I do admit I heard once. This is what I read about Steve Jobs, that when he wakes up in the morning and looks into the mirror, then he questions his life goals or whatever. Well, I don't know. Well, I wish it were be so that way, but in general, it is always difficult to talk about motivation because it is always you some sort of give ideal answers. The truth is, or the issue of it, it's always the truth. How much is you really admit, and how much is actually reality. One thing is for sure. Motivation is a big factor, and I woke up many hard days in my life and still do. Where when I wake up in the morning, some days I feel a rage. I'm after what happened to me. I made very a lot of references to that, but note that I cannot talk about this, not because I don't want to talk about it, not at all. I think it is very important to talk about what happened in Austria. This is not about me, but in a way, as well as to protect people, to stop certain practices which are being conducted in Austria, which are dangerous. We are living in a pandemic. This should some sort of give everyone a means, or what, or should stop and think about it. What this meant, that so many people died and so on. However, I cannot talk about certain issues because it is more likely that I would be blocked, that this account would be some sort of erased. And this account is, in general, it is very important for me because I need this to, in a way, verify my identity. This is one of the big issues. Other people will have it very easy to verify their account on social media. I cannot do that. At least I need a lot of help from outside, and these things, and my identity was stolen many times. This was a big issue, and it was remarkably suppressed in the media, especially in Austria. Actually, only a few people outside of Austria know about it. At least this is the last I know about it. However, this has become a big issue, and you can't talk about this. And this is not me being overly cautious, not at all. This happened. I know of this of experiences. This is my Twitter account was taken down and so on and so forth. But nevertheless, if your identity has been stolen, and if there were many attempts on your life, then you understand in a way that you have to step back and ensure your survival. This is indeed important. It would be stupid to claim that your own life would not be important. Your life is important, especially for those people who depend on you, for those people whose life would be miserable, or in a way when you can either willingly or unwillingly have contributed to a development for the better when your actions, even though did not intend it, you did not know about it, some way, in a way, exposed some dangerous development within a society or within a group or whatever. I do not think that this is a bad development at all, and I mean identity theft was a big issue, and this was real. I mean, I was even accoladed twice. I mean, I got two accolades, but they were revoked. I declined them because they were not meant for me. These accolades were given to me in the assumption that I would not be living anymore, and so on and so forth. I mean, again, this is a very tense topic. This happened in Austria, and because of this, I mean, self motivation is for me very difficult. I mean, if you ask me why you write all this stuff, I would say it is not because I fancy myself. I mean, those people who know my social media accounts. I mean, I don't have much followers. I mean, truth be told, I do not do this for followers and likes. I mean, I would say if I get followers or likes, uh, these are, or at least I assume these are mostly fake accounts, or they may be real. I don't know. I don't know, and I don't much care. But in that in that sense, I don't really do it for likes. I don't really care whether someone likes it or not. I do it rather for myself. I do it from, it is partially therapy, of course. You write things down. I mean, those screen plays like Invert and Lifesaver, they have real elements in them. Some of uh, some of the things that happened there or which are being described there indeed happened. This is even, especially those hideous ones. I mean, and since you cannot talk about this openly because then you are immediately censored or even put on or even being derided derided as a conspiracy theorist. I mean, this is very cautious. You have to be cautious, and in this time, I mean, I went to hell and back, and in this time, I understood one thing, and this is that money can buy happiness. This may sound stupid, but if you consider money not as something that you can buy fancy stuff, this is what many people think, and this is what I thought about it. But you understand when money can guarantee your freedom, and this is what you have to really, especially in our days, especially in this time, and especially if you're a foreigner, if you're a migrant, if you are if you went through what I went through, then you understand that money can guarantee freedom, and freedom itself then can guarantee you independence and in extent then happiness. So money has in this one thing, and of course I'm an author. I wanna sell mm, things, even though if it is not working well. I mean, this, there is still the shadows of the past are looming above my head. People who did that got away with it. I mean, this is uh, the world we are living in. That some people, they can do whatever they want and they do not face justice. But I mean, of course, you try to make your best of it. And every day, and it is not that it had to stop. I mean, if I'm here in Turkey, people still some sort of want to um, take over my identities. They're still sneaking around me. I mean, I see them. This was the same in Austria. In Austria, those people, I mean, the person who stand face to face with me and said that I am Adam Kirbas and so on. These people, they still sneaked around me. So there's still an attempt of some groups to take over my identity. So you are in a way constantly reminded of this. It is not something that has stopped, not at all. And this always plays to your motivation because you know, and this happened in the past. I mean, I survived many attempts of my life, and and every day if I get up in the morning, of course I ask myself, yeah, what for? Because I know that if these people succeed taking over my identity, this could all be lost. I mean, I somehow as well as ask myself what for, but you always say, or at least I say to myself, the only thing that some sort of it is prevents this from crumbling is my survival. I mean, or it all depends on my survival, and I get up every day. It is not that I have plans or whatever. I mean, my plans have pretty much ceased. I mean, if you survive one attempt of at your life after another, this changes you. I mean, you think differently, of course. You think differently about your future. You think differently about the time you live. In a way, some sort of from day to day, and in that uh, moment, writing became some sort of a therapy for you to ease your conscience, or not conscience, but ease your mind. I assume. I mean, this there is a lot of indications that it will come to another uh, brawl or whatever. I mean, this is something you are waiting for, and I have been waiting in the past for these confrontations as well, and they were pretty much, I would say, in my favor, successful. I do not feel ashamed of it. I did the necessary, and not only the necessary, but I mean, I don't want to say that it felt good in a way to fight the enemies of humanity, to fight the enemies of of liberty. Nevertheless, I do not feel any remorse or whatsoever. Especially, you have to be aware that these people, they decided to do that. They came all the way here in my home to do whatever what, and I drove them back. I'm actually indeed very proud of my actions. This is something I will never feel ashamed of. The only thing I regret is that I should have done these things earlier, that I should have stood up for me earlier, that I shouldn't have, that this shouldn't have come so far. This was partially my hesitation. This was me overthinking. However, of course, in a way, it is very difficult. And then you wake up every day, your motivation is some sort of crumbled. I mean, you sit there in front of a paper or whatever. I mean, I write mostly on Wattpad. The app works, yeah, it works, however. And then you somehow think about it. I mean, there are days where I'm just dragged down. I mean, this happens where I say to myself, oh, what is the sense of and purpose of it. I mean, this is what you really say to yourself. I mean, you get up in the morning, whatever, and then and it drags you